Hi everyone, this is Danielle here for Hip Kit Club, and this is my first YouTube video for the club. So what I'm doing is I'm going to put together a mini album for you today, and I'm going to be using everything here is going to be from the August kit. So I've got papers from the main kit, some embellishments from the embellishment kit, and also some bits and pieces from the Pocket Life kit as well. So a bit of a medley of everything. I'm going to be mainly focusing on the Maggie Holmes heritage bits and pieces that were in the kits. Only reason being is I've done 2 projects so far for the club, and both of those I've kind of focused on the lovely Paige Evans Truly Grateful range. So I kind of wanted to mix it up and do something with the heritage papers as well, to just kind of show you how lovely they are really and what you can do with them. So I'm going to do kind of like a walkthrough process video of sorts. So I'll sort of fade in every now and then and kind of show you my progress, and at the end I'll do a little flip through of the mini album completed. And the only reason for that is just because if I speed it up for too long and talk over the top of it, I feel like it might be a really long video just because of all the kind of bits and pieces I need to put into it. I've got to incorporate punches, fussy cutting, and stitching as well. So yeah, it might be a bit of a beast of a video if I if I just go through the whole thing from start to finish. So yeah, so enough waffling anyway, and I'll show you how to put it together. Okay, great. Okay, so I've got 8 pages total, and I've cut all the papers out to the size that I want the album to be, which is about sort of 3¼ inches by 5 inches. So not massive, but not, you know, not as mini as I've seen some mini albums be. I've already kind of done my stitching elements, so if you can see I've just kind of created a little border around this one, which will be sort of my second page, if you like. I'm going to cover it with a sheet of vellum, just so when I put my title on the front it's not sort of sticking right on this paper, because I kind of don't want to ruin this lovely paper. So I just cut out a sheet of vellum and then use some gold spray, like a mist, to just sort of put some dots on it. So that's going to be my sort of cover of the album. And then I've also just used a piece of acetate from some of the stickers from the kit. So don't throw anything away. You can always use the backing sheets for your stickers and embellishments, and you can kind of do lots of fun things with this. So always keep those when you're finished with your stickers. So I've just cut some polka dots from one of the papers, and then I've doubled them up on here and just stitched through the front like a little crisscross, like a button really. So just sort of something a little bit fun, and gives a little bit of interest to one of the pages as well. So that will sort of show through on one of the backing sheets, to just sort of something a bit nice and a bit different. I've got a little bit of journaling, which I've also printed out on some vellum, which is going to go in the album on some different pages. And I've also got some of these little enamel dots that I want to use through the album as well. They're gorgeous. Everything's from the August kit, by the way. Yes, and then I've also put together this little guy, which is the bows are fussy cut from one of the papers, and the houses as well. And then I've just sort of backed them on sort of smaller ones really, and then this is just a little bit of baker's twine from my stash. So so is the little pom-pom guy. So there's only going to be a few sort of stash bits here. Mostly everything will be embellishments created from the papers. Okay, so there we go. As these are all the sort of front-facing sheets for my album, just kind of getting a rough idea of where I want things to sit. I will double side this one, but just kind of trying to work out, you know, how I want it to look roughly before I kind of stick everything down. I like to lay things out and just see how it looks. So I want like a nice mix of journaling and of photographs as well. So let's see what we've got here. I've just got some little bits and pieces, so I quite like the idea. I just sort of fussy cut out a little cloud from one of the papers. I quite like the idea of maybe using some enamel dots maybe as sort of like rain falling down on the journaling, and because the problem with vellum is it's quite hard to stick without, you know, seeing it come through the back. And I've got these little bows as well, which might be quite nice to pop, you know, at the beginning or end of a little bit of journaling. And I have photos as well. So the theme of this this album is basically staying in, because we're kind of getting into fall and autumn now, and you know, things are just not. It's, you know, you just don't want to go out so much when it starts closing in. The nights start closing in and it starts getting dark and raining, particularly if you're in England. It's just nice to have you know, good things to look forward to and enjoy when you're at home. So so that's kind of what this album is really. It's a sort of a little best of the things of staying indoors and what happens when the weather draws in. So I've got some little like maple leaves that I've cut out. I've got a punch for this, so I cut these out of the papers. I think that's so cute. So I kind of want to use some of those as well, but probably for like the backs of the reverse of some of these pages as well. So just kind of I tend to just faff around really. I kind of fussy cut everything out and then, you know, just see sort of how I think things might look. I don't know how other people do things, but I tend to just sort of, you know, play around really, stick things down and see, and then if I'm happy with placement then I'll keep it, and then I'll glue it. But yeah, I've also got I mean, these are really cute little tiny houses. I've got a few of those, so I might try to work out, you know, a few places to put those. And they've also got a little tab punch that I've used to just cut out a couple of these that I might use to sort of poke out the sides of things, you know, to sort of just give it a little bit of interest, because I made a decision to have all the papers be the same size. It's quite nice to have some things sort of poking out left and right when you close the album up, to sort of have a little bit of interest and a bit of layering and texturing going on. I love a bit of layering. Okay, so I'm quite happy with the general kind of layout here, so I think I might start sticking things down and then kind of go from there. I've also got some of these which I like to use because, I mean, how beautiful are they? So yeah, I think I might use some of these as well, and also the puffy alphas here. I mean, the colours just perfectly coordinate. It's such, you know, the kit's just been put together so well, because all these colours are just absolutely perfect. You know, they go so well with the papers. So yeah, I think I'm just going to have a little play and see how I get on. Okay, great. Okay, and there we go. So this is, everything's glued down now, and as you can see, I've kind of gone to town a little bit. So let's just sort of see. I've used the little puffy alphas to just sort of put in my sort of Let's Stay Home title there, and with my little embellishment that I've made. And then this one I've just kept quite simple. I've just got a sort of single one of the little wax sort of stickers there. And then my journaling on this one, again, I've just kept quite simple, and kind of picked a background that's sort of fairly plain, so you can kind of read the writing quite easily. And then just a little hello fall on that one. Oops, and then this one I just made, so if you've just got any plain paper clips sort of knocking around and you want to kind of make your own little paper clip, what you can do is you can just fussy cut out something from any of the papers, little flowers, you know, anything at all, and then you can just use a little sort of sticker or glue dot or something like that to just sort of fuse it to the face of the paper clip, and then you've got a little embellished paper clip that you can use. So I do that quite a bit because it's a really cheap and easy way of making your own little movable embellishments, really. And I used the enamel dots, as I said I would, to make some little rain clouds there, so that's quite cute. And that one, I haven't really touched that because I kind of feel like it's, you know, it's nice enough, it doesn't really need anything else doing to it. This is my little list of the good things about staying in, and I've used the little enamel dots as kind of bullet points, which I like to do. I think that's quite a fun little way of adding some interest to sort of journaling. If you're going to have anything with bullet points, it's quite good to use little dots. So that works quite fun. And then just added 2 of the little maple leaves to this one with my pictures, and then use the little puffy alphas to kind of write out the things from my list that I look forward to having when I'm home during the sort of colder months. So yeah, there we go. What I'll do is I'll put it together, and then I'll do a flip through so you can see the reverse sides as well. Okay, I'll fade in and I'll do that next. Okay, bye. Okay, and here's the finished album. So as you saw, I had them sort of laid out flat, so you've kind of seen the this side. So I'll just show you the reverse, and then I'll also just and then I'll do a quick flip through of the front again for you. So I've just doubled up on the maple leaves on this one, just to kind of use this paper, and just stuck some little butterflies down as well, which I have a little punch for. Oops. That's a little one of what's on my list is podcasts. I love podcasts. Another little house that I've just used there to just sort of I like using the little 3D what's it called, these little little foam pads to kind of bump everything up a little bit, because then it just adds a little bit of texture and that to everything. So I like things to be quite chunky. So yeah, I like the little foam pads, they're great. So that's a little podcast one. That's just the reverse of the stitched polka dot one, but I quite like that you can kind of see through that, so that's quite fun. That's a little one, that's me and my cat on the sofa, little cat cuddles. Another one of the little wax seals there, and then these are just 2 little hearts that I've got a little punch for. Oops. A little envelope, which is quite cute. So I figured you could either stick a little another little maple leaf in there, or you could, you know, add a little tiny folded up piece of private journaling, you know, and then you could use that, stick the envelope down and use the little seal to close that up. So I've left that one for the moment. And then just a little simple another little maple leaf that I've bumped up, and then another one of the little sort of wax seals there. That's very cute. Whoops. And then just another one there as well, keeping it really simple, because this is the reverse of the cover sheet, so I kind of liked the fact that it was quite subtle and simple with the kind of reverse of the stitched border, and then the little houses again. So yeah, so there we go. So that's the whoops, that was the kind of reverse side. And let's just check that we are still in shot. So you can kind of see what I mean with the kind of little 3D elements and things. I like having bits and pieces poking out. I just think it looks quite fun. There's like added interest there. And then I'll just do another quick swizz through the front way, again, just so you can kind of see it all in situ. Whoops. And then with my little journaling and things. This is all the August kit. This is all the Maggie Holmes Heritage Collection, which is beautiful. You know, I can't recommend it enough. It's so pretty. So yeah, I mean, really, if you've got your August kits, you know, you can see all these lovely things in there. You can definitely get some use out of all of this. Okay, whoops, and then that's the last page there. So there we go, just a little flick through for you. And yeah, if you have any questions at all, then, you know, feel free to stick them in the comment section below. And yeah, anything else at all, you know, you can always just drop me a line. I'm on the Facebook page too for Hip Kit Club, so you can always just grab me on there if you have any questions about anything here at all. Okay, and that's it. That's my first video done. Dash bash. Right, and yeah, I hope you're all well, and I hope you're all having a lovely day, and I will see you again soon. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the video and to Hip Kit Club YouTube channel if you haven't already, and I'll see you soon. Okay, take care, bye.